everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Carla and this is Carla being crafty. Tonight is the 6th night of Hanukkah and it is Tuesday. It's December 15th. Baggy wants to, oh, I guess he doesn't want to get in on the fun. I thought he wanted to say hello, but apparently not. Anyway, I just want to say welcome and thank you for coming by on the 6th night to celebrate with me once again. I've been having so much fun doing these videos and I've gotten a lot of really great messages from people that pretty much people are enjoying it too, so I'm really glad about that. So as I said, tonight's the 6th night and I thought tonight we would talk just a little bit more about the menorah. I've touched on it in the past couple days, but there's a few other things that that I wanted to kind of tell you guys about. So a menorah is actually this 7-branched candelabra. So this is not for Hanukkah. This is just a traditional Jewish symbol. This is what the eternal light that could have been in the Holy Temple in Jerusalem might have been. This is a symbol you'll see everywhere, and this, you know, if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, this is not a Hanukkah menorah. This pretty little thing is actually from Israel. My friend Lita, who I work with, took a trip to Israel with her family last year, I think, and she's Catholic, so going to Israel is full of all kinds of holy spiritual places for them to visit as well. But when she was going to Israel, she's like, is there anything you want? And I said, yes, I really would like a menorah. Actually, I wanted a Hanukkah menorah, and she came back and she gave this to me, and she's so proud, and it's so beautiful, and I love having it. But she's like, that's what you wanted, right? And I'm like, well, it's actually not a Hanukkah menorah. This is a weekly menorah, or whatever you want to call it. It's basically just a traditional symbol of Judaism. So when you see a 7-branched menorah like this, it is not a Hanukkah menorah. So actually, the Hanukkah candelabra that we use, and I'm hoping my candles don't fall out, as you can see, has 9 branches. So these for the 8 nights of Hanukkah, and then the one, in this case, in the middle, which is the shamus, or the helping candle. This is actually not called a menorah. And this is something that I had never heard this until I was an adult, until I got married. My ex-husband's mother was a much more observant, more religious Jew than I was. She was actually a convert, so was my ex-husband. And oftentimes people who convert are very, very, very observant because they've chosen this. It's not something that they necessarily grew up with, so it's something that they've chosen and studied. And anyway, so I had never actually even heard a Hanukkah menorah called a Hanukkah before, but that's actually what it is. It's a Hanukkah, or is there another word? Or Hanukkot. So actually, the word menorah is not actually correct. However, I would say 98% of Jews and everybody call this a Hanukkah menorah, or just a menorah, when actually that isn't actually correct terminology. I wouldn't have known that if you asked me 10 years ago, but that's actually the case. There is some debate. You may have seen menorahs that instead of being branched like this are straight across, and so they'll have 8 candles and then 1 higher. You may have also seen some that have like a spiral or something like that. There is some debate on whether or not a menorah that doesn't have the candle straight across is kosher. Just as an aside, there is always debate about everything in Judaism. I think it's like kind of, it's almost a tenet of the religion, because the religion is so focused on study and learning and that kind of thing. So nothing is ever 100% like set in stone. There's always stuff up for debate. And you know, there's a joke, like you get you know, 5 rabbis into a room and you're gonna have 7 opinions. So certain laws that are followed, like the laws of kashrut, or being kosher, which I am not kosher, but those laws are continually debated, and there becomes like an accepted norm, I guess. But there are people who don't necessarily believe certain things, and you know, it's a little bit too complex and involved for me to get into all the different things, but just suffice it to say that there's always debate about what is, you know, and we use the word kosher. What is kosher? What is correct? And so there are some people who don't feel that if it isn't, you know, if the candles are not at one level, that it's not a kosher menorah. So that would mean any menorah where the candles like spiral up, or where the branches twist, or anything like that would not be a kosher menorah. Again, some people would follow that and some people wouldn't. When I was married, my mother-in-law actually collected Hanukkahot, and she must have had, I don't know, 30, 40 of them. And as I said, this one was hers. And my ex-sister-in-law gave it to me last year because this was my menorah. It was left when I left. I didn't have it. I contacted her. I'm like, can I have my menorah back, please? And then I'm like, and by the way, you have all these menorahs, and I wouldn't mind getting one. So she did actually give me one. She's not Jewish, so I was like, you know, who's using these menorahs? So I was really happy to get a second one. But anyway, I think, yeah. So most people will just call this a menorah or a Hanukkah menorah, although the correct terminology would be a Hanukkah or a Hanukkahot. Someone had asked me in one of the comments if there's special candles that we put in, and no, not really. I mean, I always order Hanukkah candles, but I think that's just because when you order Hanukkah candles, you're getting a package of enough candles to fill the menorah. You know, I think there's usually 44, 45 candles in a package. The one I got this year actually has 135, so it will last for a couple years, which is nice. But there's no rule as to what color they are, what they're made out of. I mean, some are made of beeswax, some are actually made of like rolled, actual bees, honeycomb, you know, rolled. I'm sure you've seen candles like that, but there are Hanukkah candles that are made like that. As I said, there are menorahs that have space to put little oil pods, or actually even this, you can get these little oil vials, I guess. They're glass, and they have like a stem thing in the bottom that will fit into here, and then a stem thing at the top that you like break off, and then you put a wick in them, and you can actually light oil instead of using a candle. So there's no rules about that. A lot of people use different things. Some people like all one color, some people like to mix it up. Yeah, so there's no rules about the candles. I think that they need to burn, like there's a specific amount of time that they need to burn for, but I could be wrong about that. Actually, when I was a kid, I had a little tiny Hanukkah menorah that took birthday candles, and I used to light that one. Well, my parents lit the big one, and of course those didn't last very long at all. I mean, those candles lasted maybe 5 minutes. So but these are lasting about half an hour, I guess, after I light them, and my video goes on for another 20 minutes, and they last about 10 or 15 minutes after that. So anyway, so I think that that's all the info I have for you today regarding Hanukkah trivia. Just so you know, tomorrow night I'm going to be talking a little bit about history of celebrations of Hanukkah in the United States, and then the last night we'll be talking a little bit about some music. So anyway, that's that for tonight. So let's go ahead and light the candles. Hopefully tonight I can get through both menorahs without dripping hot wax on myself and burning myself. That would be nice. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner Shal Hanukkah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam sha'asa nisim v'botenu bayamim hahem bazman hazeh. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who has sanctified us with his commandments and commanded us to kindle the Hanukkah lights. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who performed miracles for our forefathers in those days at this season. Okay. Someone had said that you guys, and I know it's true, you can't really see the candles that well once they're lit. It's just kind of a blaze. I don't know that there's anything I can really do about that. Yeah, I don't think it's going to even make a difference if I put something dark back here. But I'm sure you guys can get the gist of the beauty of it. Okay, so now that we've lit the menorah, it's gift time. So tonight I have 3 gifts to open. The first one is from Janet Stewart from San Diego. Beautiful Hanukkah card. And a little Hanukkah gelt, as we would say, to pick out my own stitchy goodies. Thank you very much, Janet. That's so generous. Oh, I gotta keep that. Okay. Switch. I feel like I should know this name. This is the one that's from Canada Post. From Garland's Crossing. Garland's Crossing. Okay. Try not to look there. Shawne Roach. Okay. hard, you guys. There's so many of you that send me like lovely messages on a pretty regular basis, and sometimes you're using your regular name, and sometimes it's like a floss tube name, and sometimes it's an Instagram name. So if I ever mix you up with somebody else, please forgive me. I know all of you, but then I get confused. So anyway, this Shawne is from Nova Scotia. So she sent this really pretty card with some kind of sequiny things on it. And she sent me a little Canada like zipper pull. That's great, because you know, Shawne, that I'm going to put this on a bag, and every time I see it, I'm going to think of you. And some 28 needles. Can never have too many needles, especially because you guys know that I stitch my full coverages. I stitch on the diagonal, and I use parking, and I put needles and I don't take them off until I'm done with the stitching session. So I'll go through a lot of needles, and when I first started stitching, which is like what, a year and a half ago now, I mean, I thought I had a ton of needles, and then all of a sudden I was like, where are all my needles? And I realized that every time I kit up a new project, I put 2 or 3 needles in with the project. So that's where all my needles are. They're all in projects, and now I'm down to like maybe 10 needles of each 26, 28, which is what I use the most. And so getting more needles is wonderful. Oh, look at this. This is a tiny Modernist Biscornu bird cage. That's really cute. I've looked at this one before, actually. So would it be weird if I did it just like this with the pink flowers, but I made the birds blue? I think that would be pretty, like to change the color of the birds. Or maybe make like each bird a different color. Like you could have like a blue parakeet and a yellow and a green. What other, do parakeets come in any other color? I'm not sure. I have not done a Biscornu yet. I have not done a Biscornu, and I have not done a strawberry. So they are on my list of things that I need to do sometime next year, because I'm trying to kind of touch on things that I've never done before, just to see how I feel about them. So yeah, so I am gonna do a Biscornu next year. Maybe this one. Thank you so much, Shawne. And last but not least is a package from Amy Samin, and this is from Israel. When I got this and I saw the stamps, I was like, oh cool, they got like Hanukkah stamps. And then I read the address, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this was sent from Israel, which for some reason just like totally thrilled me. I mean, aside from the thrill that I got just from getting anything, the fact that this package came from Israel was like an extra thrill. And I have to say that actually, I'm kind of happy that doing this series has brought a few Jewish stitchers to my channel. So I've had a few people who heard, either I popped up in their feed, or there was somebody that was on Michelle Bendy's live and I mentioned it. So there's been a couple people that have found me who didn't know about me before, and they're like very happy to, like, you know, see another Jewish stitcher out in the floss tube community. So that's one like really good bonus for doing these videos. I'm getting such a beautiful variety of cards. Somebody had the really good suggestion when I said that I wanted to do something with these cards, to turn them into like floss drop cards, because I use those. So I'm really thinking about that, but I'm wondering how I can do it and maybe, you know, and not mess up the writing, because I'd still like to know, you know, who they're from. So I don't know. My brain is turning on that one. Okay, so let's see what Amy gave me. Ooh, pretty floss. Needle necessities. She knows. She knows me. Look at this color. It's like, I don't have this color, and it's gorgeous. It's like a purple, blue. Might actually be a little green in here. I can't really tell. My light is too yellow from the candles, but that's really pretty. And then she said the second thing might be something that I could turn into a needle minder. So let's see. Okay. Amy, you put so much tape on this. I don't want to break it trying to get the paper off of it. I thought there we went, but okay. It's an Israeli coin. Oh, can you guys see? That is so cool. Yes, I will turn it into a needle minder. That is just awesome. Thank you, Amy. That is so cool and so unique. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna put this in the envelope with the card so I don't lose it. Thank you all so much. I gotta say, opening the gifts, while not the most important part of the video, I think lighting my candles and telling you about Hanukkah traditions is much more important than me getting presents. But I gotta say, I really like the getting presents. And I really like the giving away of presents too. So, that is what we're doing next. Okay, so the next thing, the two gifts that we have this night, on the 6th night, we're going to do this one, which is called All of Me. All of Me loves all of you, in the really pretty pink and green combo. I really like this combo of colors. I told you these were the colors in my wedding, so obviously I like pink and green. This is going to go to Teraesa Herban. Yes, Teraesa Herban. And this one, which is Floral Cat. This is a cross stitch as well. This was a cross stitch, wasn't it? Yeah. This one is going to go to Jennifer Reads and Creates. I think, Jennifer, you won something before. Yep, you won the hydrangeas. So now you're going to get the hydrangeas and the floral cat. So I hope you really like flowers. So congratulations, Jennifer and Teraesa. I'm very happy for you. And again, I'll need to have your addresses. I don't know, Jennifer, you may have already sent me yours. I'm not sure. I haven't written them down yet, so I haven't written the addresses down yet. I've written down the people. Okay, so I think that's about it for tonight, except for my cookie. So let's say if the cookie comes up with anything, any wisdom, or if it's just going to tell us something that we already know, like it did last night. And it says, okay, so this is like a proverby kind of thing, which says, may horseradish be your only bitter dish in life. Those are words to live by. Maybe I should turn that into a cross stitch. Who would want to stitch that? May horseradish be your only bitter dish in life. That could be cute, don't you think? Okay, you guys, I hope that you have a wonderful day tomorrow on Wednesday. Always a good day for me because I get off work a little bit early. So I always look forward to Wednesday. And once I pass Wednesday, then it seems like the weekend's almost there, at least for me. But I hope that your holiday season is continually being filled with light and love and joy. And until I see you again, hopefully tomorrow night, please remember to be content, be kind, and be crafty. Happy holidays, everybody. Good night.